Hi folks, it's Ian from The Underground Chef, and we're continuing our look at stocks, and today we're going to be making a chicken stock. Again, the basis of lots of different things you can be doing with stock, your soups, sauces, many things. So again, we're using the Ninja 11-in-1. We're going to be using both the air fryer mode and also the pressure cooker. So it's a three-step process. So kick off first. We're just going to get in our chicken frames. Again, when you're making stock, you can be using leftover, roast carcass, but to get the best flavour, go to your supermarket or your local butcher and get some frames. You can use wings, drumsticks and whatever, but the frames are most cost effective. All right, to our chicken frames, again, we're just having a mirepoix here of just mixed veggies. These are just rough chopped. Again, onion, some carrots and celery. These are all just rough chopped. Just to, as I said, give our stock some flavour. And pretty much that's about it. Taking our lid down, turning on our air fryer here, and set at 190. We're just going to put the timer on now. I'm going to give it about 35 minutes to roast. Turn that on, away that goes. Now, the idea about roasting the carcasses and the veggies first is we want the caramelisation. It's going to get a lot more flavour. You can make just a plain white chicken stock, but you're going to get more flavour out of it if you do this process first. So if you don't have a pressure cooker, you can do the old-fashioned mode. Put your stock pot on the stove with those vegetables and cook it for about 3 or 4 hours. This process is going to speed up, and about 30 minutes or so of the roasting and about 1 hour. So you're going to save roughly about 50–60% of the time that you would normally take to make a chicken stock if you did it on the stove. So we're going to let the Ninja do its thing, and we'll come back to you in 35 minutes and we'll see the result. See you then. Okay, the Ninja's done its thing. It's roasted up these chicken frames and the veggies perfectly. Beautiful caramelisation there of both the frames and the veggies. So really important step. I know that you can miss this and just go straight to boiling it and putting it on the stove, but it really does make a big difference at the end of the day with the flavours. So now that we've got that stage, it's time to add some rest of our flavouring. So we just got some parsley there, some thyme, some bay leaves, and some peppercorns. Now to that, we're just going to add our water. Now again, remember with the water, don't overfill it, the pot, because otherwise you're going to get in a bit of trouble. So, we've got that. Now, we're changing now, as I said, to pressure cooking. So, put on our lid, lock that on, make sure we've turned to seal. Got that on, all safe and sound. Now it's a matter of turning now on to that. Change it over. We're just going to set the time. In this case, we're going to do about 45 minutes. Okay, so that'll go through the processes now and cook that stock up perfectly in pressure. Again, if you did this on the stovetop using the old-fashioned method, you're going to need to leave your stock cooking for at least 4 or 5 hours to really get the flavour out of the chicken. So this is going to do that in a quarter of the time. So we'll let the Ninja do its thing, and we'll come back and see you when it's completed its cycle. Okay, the Ninja's finished its cooking, so we're just going to release the pressure out of this. So it's important that when you're using the pressure cooker, when you finish, before you take the lid off, to ensure that all that built up pressure is actually turned off. So, Okay, so all the pressure's been released from the Ninja. So just to ensure that you don't have any accidents though, just always remove the lid carefully. Just then you build up more steam there. All right. So what we've got here is this beautiful golden coloured stock that's been made. The aroma is just magnificent. So we're going to take these veggies and the carcasses out of here. Just going to lift them out. Yes, I wish we did have smell-o-vision because the aroma on this is just magnificent. Okay, we've got the main parts of the... So I'm just going to ladle this through our strainer. So the beauty about doing your chicken stock in the Ninja pressure cooker is the time saving. So this was 45 minutes in the pressure cooker to get a similar result if I was cooking it on the stovetop. I'm talking, 6 to 8 hours. So it is a huge time saver. Now, once we've got this stock made, we can then turn this into all sorts of different things. So from soups, sauces, and if you want to change the whole flavour profile of it as well, we can, with this stock, add some star anise, some lemongrass, ginger, and make an Asian chicken stock. And that can be our base for our noodle dishes, our Asian soups, or we can use this as our sauce base for our curries. So if we're making a Thai green curry, we can use the chicken stock in that to give it some flavour. So you've got all these beautiful aromas in here. That's just brilliant. So I'm just going to lift this out. Excuse me for a second. I'm going to grab my cloth. And we're just going to tip the last of that stock out. And I'll just lift this out. Give it a good shake. Okay. So this is what we're finished with. This beautiful gold stock. And the flavour in that is certainly going to enhance anything that you cook, and so much more taste and flavour in this than what you'll get out of a powdered or pre-made stock. Now, the next thing you need to do with this stock is to cool it down. It's really important that you chill your stock down to below 5 degrees within a 2-hour period. Now, the best way I do that is I put that into the sink, surround it with ice, and get that cold as soon as we can. The sooner the better, before we can decant it and put it into smaller containers. Now, your stock will last for up to 5 days in your fridge. And if you want to, you can put all your stock in a freezer and it'll keep it there for 3 to 4 months without a problem. So anytime that you need fresh chicken stock, just pull it out of your freezer, put it into your soups or your sauces, and you've got a brilliant product. That's how simple it is. Not hard to do. Using the Ninja, it just makes the process so much simpler than the old-fashioned way of cooking it on a stove. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Look forward to seeing you on our next lesson. All the best. Cheers. Bye.